I guess that's my cue, yo. Um, my name is James Patrick. Thanks to everyone for being here. Really fun to see the chat lighting up already. Yeah, this is great. It's Friday. We're all on lockdown and we're getting a chance to hang out. I got some of my besties in the chat, Topsy Music, Dumpling Music. It's just great to see my friends. Some of you I don't know yet. But we got a really special daily shred on our hands. Fresh coffee. Likewise, I've been planning this all week. Let me just get my little audio settings sorted out. Looks like I got... There we go. I was monitoring the Facebook stream, listening to those beats, and now I started hearing my own self in the headphones. It's annoying. So, yeah, guys. So, good to see you guys all here. Blake, Topsy, everyone. I gotta tell you guys that I'm at Slam Academy every single day, and it is the most inspiring place like I've ever imagined. It is so much fun. There's just a constant like bubbling community of creative people, and it's so exciting. And we spend every day cultivating the finest in teachings and music and sound design and practices for all of our people to, embrace and to help everyone make better music. But sometimes, folks, we like to just call up some of our favorite producers and say, you know what? There's a really exciting bit of technology out there on the cusp, on the bleeding edge of electronic music, and we should all dig in and spend a special hour or two just learning that one thing. So where normally on my daily shred, we do the daily shred on these channels, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch every day, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Central. Normally, we are deep in the, making music, improvising, doing sound design and all that. But today, we are going to focus strictly on the new Vital soft synth. So for those of you who are familiar with, wavetable synthesis a la Serum or even Massive or possibly the Ableton Wavetable. Those are all great instruments, but it's quite possible that this Vital instrument that you can get for free right now is just maybe the most fun to use and most exciting of any of those tools ever. And I don't know, I'm so excited about it that I use it my own way. I've been using it every day for a couple of weeks now. But I tell you, at Slam Academy, we are connected with some of the most exciting producers and sound designers. Several of them are even in the chat right now. AHEE, who you probably know through YouTube, or else possibly Flux Pavilion's label, Circus, or you will soon, is going to be on this stream in a little while. He's got some amazing material to share for how he likes to use Vital. Also, not to sleep on Ternion sound, because Jack Denny of Ternion sound is honestly one of my favorite people in the whole world. And also as far as somebody who's just always trying to always find the wrong notes and find the wrong ways to use stuff and end up getting really sick results. That's my boy, Jack from Ternion Sound. So between AHEE and Ternion Sound, all you bass music people and future forward-thinking electronic music producers are going to have plenty of entertainment over the next hour or so. And then meanwhile, for those of you who, know me through Slam Academy or possibly have a connection with Midwest underground music, such as, techno, drum and bass, house music. That's really my background. I'm a little older of a dude. I love the bass music stuff, but we're all using these kinds of instruments in our own ways. And myself, I use Vital in my own cool way. And when I'm making groove-based music and these longer arrangements that might not have big builds and drops, I'm going to come up with my own cool ways to use this instrument. So I don't know. We've got 3 different producers who have a lot of experience making their own original sounds from scratch, and they're all stoked about this Vital instrument. So I figured what better time for us all to share this stuff. So my plan, before we get into my plan, first of all, I want to make sure everyone knows what's up with all this. So Slam Academy is a school. We're really like a community of producers, and we love encouraging people to create their own sound. It's not just about learning how a software works at Slam Academy. It's about cultivating your own sound. So when you hear that music coming out of the speakers, you have an intimate relationship with what's going on there. And that, I think, is ultimately what most people looking to create electronic music nowadays really want. Electronic music isn't so much about the notes anymore. It's about the sounds and the way the sounds move over time. So that's why, we really have prided ourselves in working with great producers, but on the sound design tip, and also just on the possibly experimental music tip too. So check us out, slamacademy.com. That's my little plug. You can get going at Slam Academy right now for $80 a month. You can enroll in our flagship Ableton program or our flagship sound design program, both of which are going to be using cool tools like what you're going to see today. So I want to say big ups to my people in the chat. I got Melon Farmer, Session Minneapolis, Dumpling, AHEE, of course, Joe Reed, my dude, Daniel Dale, all you people, Blake. Just lots of love in the chat right now. Makes me so happy. Giving you guys all the love. And again, my name is James Patrick. If anyone has any questions about anything they see today at all, you can just email jp@slamacademy.com. And I am 100% on board. I'll hit you back with whatever questions I have or whatever questions you have, and I'll do my best to answer them. And yeah, I don't know, about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, we decided to do this stream, and I've been nervous for about 2 weeks straight. My pits are a little sweaty, and I'm just excited, This is an exciting time. So without further ado, let's get cracking on this thing. So right now I've got Ableton Live 10 up here, the old version, old 10. We're using some vintage Ableton. And what I did about a week ago is I was like, how am I going to possibly present how to use Vital when I'm in a room with Ternion Sound and AHEE, these like freaks? How am I going to do this? And I honestly thought to myself, I'm going to just do things my way, like Frank Sinatra. And I figured my way, honestly, is usually starting with a groove on the session view. And so I just started making some shit. And what I ended up making in this session right here is an entire techno sketch. Honestly, it's like some deep kind of warehouse techno. It's my background, is warehouse situations. And it's all pretty minimal and pretty banging, but I didn't use any audio effects in any of this. I didn't use anything but Vital in the whole session. And before we get into me breaking down all the sounds and me playing through the beat and everything, which is going to be pretty sweet, I also want to just take a minute to show off Vital in itself and what it's all about. So I've got my new little Rolly Seaboard over here, which some of you, my friends in the chat, don't know I got one of these, but I got a Seaboard for that new Ableton Live 11 MPE. But, oh yeah, but right now, before I get into showing this off, that's where you might be wondering where I'm getting my notes, but I can pluck a few notes here. And I can bust this raw saw wave coming out of Vital. And just to give you a quick breakdown on how Vital works, we've got 3 different oscillators you can turn on and off over here. And then we also have a sampler down here, which is pretty minimal. It doesn't really do too much other than you can drag and drop recordings into it and it'll just play those. Most commonly used for white noise and other sort of texture sounds. Once those signals go out, all their outputs are listed right here. By default, usually it's going to go to a filter, and you've got a couple of filters down here, just like you would in Serum or any other instrument. So here's a saw wave with a low pass filter, kind of just a sine kind of buzz situation. And as that all passes out, usually by default, it's going to head out to the effects. These effects are really, really tasty. And, we've got really nice delay, really nice distortion, really nice flanger, for you flanger fans out there. It's already pretty rich sounding, and I haven't even really done shit yet. Of course, you can move around the order of the effects and all that stuff. And one more time, I got to say big ups to all my friends in the chat. I'm watching all you guys, and you're making me so happy. Just keep heckling me, If you get bored, just say something mean to me in the chat, and it'll crack me up. So in addition to all that, we have a mod matrix that'll allow us to sculpt and attenuate all of our modulation amounts, which is pretty slick. And then an advanced tab for just some little additional voicing and resolution doodads. Now, in addition to that, the really fun part, like I was saying earlier, it's not really so much about the notes, as much as we love some big chords. What we really like about electronic music sound design is the way the sounds move. So you'll notice I've got 4 envelopes, or 3 envelopes and 4 LFOs. But all you got to do is start employing the bottom one on the list, and more will show up. You can have up to 8 envelopes and 8 LFOs, as well as 4 or 5, or I'm not sure how many random modulators. These are all things these are wiggle generators. You know what I'm saying? Gustavo, ¿qué onda, amigo? And each of these things are going to go ahead and make our parameters move. So like you would imagine, there's maybe some invisible patch cables here. And we can maybe like run our saw wave through a filter, and we can grab an LFO just to be basic. And we can drop it right on here. The neat thing about this is once you do drop it on a parameter, you get the little value here, just like you'd expect in any other soft synth. But you also get it on the output, which is really cool. So I can go to the LFO, and I can see how much modulation I'm evoking there. And I can even tweak the time of the whole thing. To me, you know, sometimes again in the techno environment, I don't want everything to be all clock synced, all boring and shit. Maybe I'll give myself a little wiggle. So this is pretty basic, but you got some nice modulation generators, including a really sexy random generator. 3 oscillators, a sampler, 2 filters, a bunch of effects, and then you have your expression control over here. So, you know, key tracking and velocity and aftertouch, and ooh, pressure. How about if I put pressure over there and dropped it onto the cutoff and held a note down? Oh yeah, you can use the filters moving based on my Rolly Seaboard pressure. Can't wait to play with that after the stream. But yeah, really, really nice. This is a lovely instrument. Considering that it does all this shit for free, it's kind of mad. In addition to that, you've got some macros. So you've kind of seen the whole instrument now. And you know, I promised my friends, my famous producer friends who are showing off their techniques today, that I wouldn't spend 2 hours talking about this, but that's Vital in a nutshell. And if you have any questions at all about how Vital works, jp@slamacademy.com. I'm looking forward to getting your questions. You'll probably be teaching me some stuff too. So if that's enough of an overview, again, like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and maybe just get rid of that vanilla thing. And I'm going to take a look at some of the patches that I made to create this kind of techno song. All my clips are lined up on these scenes. Let's get started. So what we've got here is we have a nice kind of, I don't know, cappuccino machine, like an espresso steam wand. What's up, Jared, in the chat? How you doing? The espresso machine or steam wand is primarily just some white noise. The white noise is modulating on an FM level my saw wave. So I've got a saw wave you can barely hear, because even though this white noise sound is pretty much turned all the way down almost, it's given my saw wave some nice FM, and that FM is going through this modulated filter. Take a look at my LFOs and envelopes. They're all wiggling around either the wavetable position or the filter cutoff, the bandpass filter, to give me some sound effects. That's pretty cool. But that might seem obvious, but one thing that's really cool is notice how this LFO is modulating like a whole bunch of stuff. I even have random on here. Look at my nice little sample and hold circuit moving stuff around. This is just a sound effect. I could resample this and make a sample library out of it maybe. But check this cool thing out. If I go to the mod matrix, I can attenuate where all my modulations are happening to and from. But my boy Jack Denny showed me something just the other day, that each modulation lane, oh yeah, I'll turn it up. This is just a quiet sound, so be patient over there. Now listen, my boy Jack showed me this the other day. Each of these modulations can have their own curves. So I can put a certain kind of curve on one modulation and a certain kind of different kinds of shapes. So as the LFO or even the macro goes up and down, it's going to go ahead and give myself a different kind of shape. This sound will become a riser a little later in the sketch, and the pitch will go back down while everything else is going up, because that LFO5 happens to be modulating like 5 different things. That is really tight. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on. Let's check out our pad situation over here. So here's where I won't need to turn it down, turn it up so much. I'll bring that back down a touch. Yeah. So let's move on to our pad track now. Take a look at this pad patch. It's 3 different oscillators. One other thing that's really cool, look at how my wavetable position actually has 2 different positions. One of my favorite things about this instrument is that all the LFOs have a stereo knob. So for instance, LFO2, where I can see I'm modulating 3 different things, is in stereo. Oh my god. It's a 20-second long triangle wave, but it's giving me stereo motion to my variety of parameters, in particular the wavetable position. It's also moving my combing filter around in stereo. So if you have headphones on right now, good luck. If you don't, you might check that out because you're getting some really nice stereo motion. And if I go to the effects on that pad, yup, I got some nice delay, some chorus, and some filter. That's all pretty much static. But what's really nice about the pad is the stereo wavetable position. And then another thing that's cool is each of our wavetable oscillators have wave distortion and it's like wave distortion and spectral distortion, and these all offer their own bundle of little cool tools. Damn, dude. So if I look and see how my low pass filter and my quantization are both being modulated, so you can hear the subtle bits of timbre, those overtones, the kind of sparkly, gritty overtones. They're kind of moving around slowly or fast as they go through the filters and effects, and that's all happening possibly in stereo and over my waveform. So the stereo LFOs are really nice for some pads. Yeah, that's good stuff, huh? So now let's move on to some percussion here. I'll take a sip. I'd like to thank Todd the Axeman. Check out my percussion patch. Similar deal where I have some stereo modulation happening to the wavetable. But look at this decay time. Not unlike other cool synths, you can totally modulate the envelope parameters. I've got some sexy randomness happening here, and it's modulating something. But then in addition to that, my distortion in my audio effects. This is a really nice kind of tubey sounding distortion up here in the sine fold model. That's giving me some motion here too. I'm plucking the drive on the distortion as well as the blend. So you can hear that timbre kind of moving around, huh? Let's do some drums. Yeah. So again, my name is James Patrick, and you guys are watching The Daily Shred. Every single sound you're listening to in this sketch is made with I almost said serum, with Vital. Let's listen to some of my drum sounds. Where Jack? Jack right here in your pants, homie. That's what's up. So check out my shaker sound. Simple shaker with a little kind of moving filter on there. That's cool. Look at my velocity. Son of a bitch. My velocity is modulating 4 different targets. I can see what those targets are. Obviously, one of them is the decay time of the envelope. It's modulating it in reverse. So when I hit the note really hard, it's like a closed shaker, and when I hit it soft, it's wide. Yeah. And look what I've got here. This is a sine wave. But the noise oscillator, or the noise sampler, is turned all the way down, and it's just FM modulating based on velocity, also the sine wave. So take a look at all that shit. Look what I got here. Velocity modulating a bunch of stuff, but you'll notice that the volume is getting a logarithmic curve. Everything else is getting a linear curve. All those modulations from velocity are linear. Oh, no, there's another log. So the envelope decay is logarithmic. Let's play with that. Listen to that. Hear the decay time on that shaker? That's because I've got special mod remap curves only on the decay time and on the volume. That is fucking sexy, right? God damn. So yeah, it's just a sine wave getting FM modulated, and I've got some dope velocity modulation happening on the FM, the decay time, maybe some filter stuff too. Yeah. That's good, huh? Alright, let's see what else we got. We got some nice hi-hats in here too. Gonna see some similar parameters on the hi-hats. Look at more velocity. This normally I use a triangle wave on my hats. I did a square wave today. Same deal where the FM noise is modulating that square wave. No effects on it. Pretty simple little hi-hat patch. Yeah, again I'm using velocity to open and close the hi-hat. Hear how the hi-hat kind of sounds like a bell? That's just entirely velocity dynamics modulating the decay time. Pretty simple. Now, let's go ahead and move on to the boom kick here. I know you guys are getting impatient in the chat waiting for the superstars, so here comes some bass. Listen to my kick drum. Classic techno move to just give it a nice quarter note kick drum. If you're bored there in the chat, you can do a little math. 60,000 divided by the BPM is a quarter note in milliseconds. That's how many milliseconds long my kick drum is here. And this is a 3 oscillator sine wave kick. You can see that oscillator 2 and 3 are turned all the way down. You can't hear them, they're just providing FM with a nice plucky envelope. I got a couple plucky envelopes controlling my FM. And as you can see, I did a classic techno trick where I took the sine wave and I modulated the phase to make sure that when the waveform kicks, it's way up here at a DC offset. That gives me a little more punch on the front end of the kick. That's pretty tight. Little soft clipping on there too, that's tasty. I'm just going through this stuff, you know, whatever. And yeah, Tentacle, I'm just giving you shit. You know what? If I knew Jack Denny was on this stream, I'd be getting impatient too. He's my dude. Yeah, that quarter note kick, huh? Let's try this. So one cool thing I did here with my Steam Wand sound, this is that first sound I showed you with the stereo bandpass filters moving around, is I configured the third-party skin here in Ableton to be able to control some of those modulation matrix parameters. So then when I launch different clips, it's going to adjust the modulation amount. So like I went straight into the mod matrix. Come on, baby. The mod matrix, and I configured some of these sliders to be mapped to my third-party plugin skin down here. Like, look, I'll add another one just for fun. Yeah, you. Boop. Look, now that one's on there. So now if I close the skin up, I can not only control the whole thing from Ableton, but I also can automate them from clips. Like this one has no riser, this one does. Variations I can program into automation now. God damn, that's good. So again, real quick, you're watching James Patrick and the Daily Shred. We're here every day, 6 p.m. Central. Usually we're getting weird. Today is no exception. I'd like to thank AHEE and Jack Denny from Ternion Sound for being here as well. You're a couple of my heroes, and I'm stoked to have you here. Let's move on with this. Little bass line change up. Another thing I did with that lead sound that I thought was pretty dank, look at this shit. Right down here, I did that configure move where I took Vital and I hit configure down here in the lower left. I gotta move this thing out of the way. I hit configure and then I touched a couple of my favorite parameters and then I mapped them to this XY control. So now I can do this. Listen to this. I can tweak this thing and that's gonna wank around on my FM parameters of my lead. So let me just quick hide this skin here. There's so many shit in my window here. This guy. Got a solo, the boss too. There we go. Yeah, noisy, noisy, FME, plucky. Yumbo. Let's go ahead and add another parameter to that. I think I want some delay on this thing, but I'm going to go ahead and configure the delay to my control surface down here as well. That will be very groovy. So I'm going to go to my effects. I got my delay feedback. I'm going to take this macro and just toss it on there like a boss. Now I got this. Oh yeah, tasty. You know it's tasty. So now watch, if I hit configure, I can take that macro and touch that biatch. And now I've got it right here, down here on my little skin. Uh-oh. Oh my god, what the fuck, really? Yeah, you like that quarter note kick drum? Yeah. I mean, that's just fun. That's just fun times. So you guys may or may not know this about Slam Academy, but we're in the Midwest. So there's a lot of places that are all about EDM and a lot of places that are all about, you know, tropical house. In the Midwest, I mean, at least me, I'm old, we're all about techno and drum and bass. So you can try that if you're into it. Yeah. Damn! Oh no, son. I mean, this is just too much fun. You don't even need to look at the damn thing. Here, let's keep moving though. Here comes a break. So yeah, you're watching The Daily Shred. My name is James Patrick, and I make all kinds of weird electronic music, but I have a lot of fun making weird, heavy, crazy sounding shit. I think I maybe invented a genre recently called Weird Bangers. Maybe I didn't invent it. I think I'm just summoning inspiration from all my best friends. A lot of you who are in the chat right now. Big up to Buka's Finest in the chat. Big up to Ternion Sound in the chat. Big up to AHEE in the chat. As well as, of course, Topsy Music, Dumpling, etc. So now peep it out, guys. What's up, guys? So you're not gonna think I'm gonna do a Vital stream without doing a couple bass sounds. That'd be really fucked up. Yeah, big ups Megan Hamilton. Hope you're feeling better, honey. Sorry you're a little under the weather. Look at this patch. Let's take a little peep on this quick. Kind of a basic sounding bass music patch, nothing too exciting. Techno wubs is right. It's one of my favorite things to do is to rock like 130 and then drop it down, you know? I don't know, it's just weird. But now I got 3 oscillator wavetable patch. It's all moving around. You probably recognize a lot of those things. But check this shit out really quick, guys. The LFOs in this synth are so great. Just like with Serum, you know, you can make a little step sequencer out of the LFO. That's not that crazy. Who cares? But you can also grab your little paintbrush and check it out. You can grab little shapes. This LFO that we're looking at now is doing some second order modulation over the frequency of this LFO. See how this is slowing down and speeding up based on the sequence here? That LFO is then modulating my effects over here. So I've got an EQ and a flanger and a phaser and a filter and a OTT and some distortion. You know, I'm just following along with what all you young assholes are doing with your dubstep. And I throw this in here, and it's all getting modulated by this nice little sine wave. It was a triangle wave. And I can put some curvy on there. I could even make some new shapes with my paintbrush. Let's do this. You know, we could try a different shape over here. Let's make a little ramp wave. You know, we're just making shapes over here now. And all that rate is getting controlled by the step sequencer. You know, maybe I'd take a slow LFO, and just like we were talking about before, put it in stereo, you crazy fucker. And then let's move around our phaser with that. That's going to be a great modulation. Oh yeah! Now our combing filter phaser deal is moving around in stereo. Yum. Yeah, we're painting some happy trees right now. That's pretty fun, isn't it? Yeah, this is some shit. So, back to the other cool thing I can do with this, or you can do too, is all you gotta do is hit configure down here in your skin, and then you can automate parameters in any third-party plugin. So what I did was, I went to my modulation matrix, which is where LFO 1 and 2 and 3, they're all controlling stuff. 5 is controlling the tempo of LFO 4, that's called second order modulation. Then I hit configure, and I touch that modulation amount to assign it down here. And now I can make different clips that are going to have different LFO depths and LFO rates. Oh yeah! Try this out, kids. I think I messed it up when I was dinking around with my patch earlier. Yeah, I did. That's when I was doing this guy. Let's go ahead and reload a triangle. A lot of nice basic shapes in here. I'll take a sign just out of the box. Yeah, now it's nice and slow, huh? Fuck it. Yeah. Oh, good. You're paying attention to my tips here. I appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead and bring those perks in. Yeah. Now look, I got a new clip playing over here that has the riser. Because I programmed the riser to this skin. And I'm bringing it in. Let's bring in some of these other things. Yeah, it's been fun. This has been fun, you know. All I'm ended up doing is just dinking around, you know, having some fun, partying with you guys. It's cool. Let's go. You guys in the chat talking about weather? I'll tell you what, it's getting hot in here. I got a really quick rocket toast to my friends in the chat. Now we get to hear that custom remap on the pitch riser. Listen to the pitch riser. Where you at, baby? Pitch. Transpose right here. See, it's moving its way up slowly, just fucking creeping. I don't think I have all day for this, but listen to this. Now look, the pitch is going to start going back down, while LFO5 is still controlling everything else to go back up. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Boom. Let's head over to that kick drum and fuck that thing up a little bit. Listen to this kick drum. Again, this is 3 sine waves in series. More FM. Oh, Jesus. Let's add a little tube on there. Here. Oh my God. It's a sensitive little bugger. You want to make sure that your phase is not in random. You can randomize the phase here, but don't do that for your drums. Yeah, dude. Let's get to these envelopes. Look at this shit. Dumpling. Look at this. Where are you, baby? This guy. We could go ahead and take that, give that a mod curve, LFO1. That's right here, kids. Yeah. Softy. You can make it go down. Oh! Oh! Daily Shred, guys. You're watching it right now. Damn, son. Yeah, I think I'm going to take this macro and control the FM amount. Let's hit that matrix and tame that little bugger. Macro 1, only a little bit, son. Yeah! And now we can configure that to our skin just like a boss. Big ups, Pathfinder Music, in the chat. Big ups to you, dog. Look, here's my macro. Let's go ahead and also put some distortion drive on this thing. We'll get a little kick shaper going. Peep that. Look at this kick shaper. Here's macro 1 for my FM. Oh, God. Fuck. Macro 1. Oh my God, dude. What's up, Jean Volmy? Oh man, I need to take a deep breath after a little of that. A deep swig. What kind of business are you, Zizzy? So, yeah, my name's James Patrick, and I'm at this place called Slam Academy all day long, and we don't just make techno. In fact, I'm one of the only people that make techno in that place. Everyone else is making cooler stuff, but I had to represent my people, especially because we've got Ternion Sound and AHEE in the chat and hanging out and about to do a live stream with us any minute, and damn, that's exciting. Because if you're not familiar with Ternion, man, you're going to want to do that because their deep dubstep shit is wilding out. I mean, Ternion came in hot to my sound design course and he was like, why are you telling them about notes and stuff? I just look for all the wrong notes. And ever since then, I've just been looking for the wrong notes. It was a great tip. One of the many. In fact, several of the techniques I showed off in this stream I learned from Jack just recently. And then AHEE, on the other hand, the whole world is learning how to make great sounding music from AHEE because his YouTube channel is off the charts. But speaking of YouTube, if you guys are in Twitch, for those of you who are, you will get this special little code. But every Wednesday on our YouTube channel at Slam Academy, we're releasing new tutorials. We have some great sampler techniques and more advanced crazy shit on our YouTube. You're going to want to check that out. Got a little mic mute button I can hit. It's the belch switch. That way I'm not burping at all of you. But honestly, one more time, I got to thank all my people in the chat. Some of you I don't know. Most of you I do know. Oh, my YouTube. Oh, you know what? I did the wrong thing. I'm forgetting my cheat codes. You know, up, up, down, down, left, right, A, B, start. This is basically like that, but it's using OBS and Restream and shit. But yeah, so anyway, my name's James Patrick. I've said that 8,000 times. This is Ableton Live 10, one of the last times you'll see me using this software. And, you know, you can get a hold of us at Slam Academy anytime. We teach people how to make electronic music from another dimension, and it's quite fun. And you know, for $80 a month you get 6 hours a week of interactive time with me and other ninjas. 6 hours a week for $80 a month, plus really robust curriculum and videos. And also our Discord server is totally blowing the fuck up, so you're going to want to be a part of our community. Please do it now. And meanwhile, I guess, if anyone has any questions in the chat, fire them off for me because I'm about to wrap this up and we're going to move on to the one and only Jack Denny Ternion sound. He's going to show off how he likes to use Vital. And goddamn, I just can't believe how inspiring he is. I watch him use that instrument and I'm just like, dude, all these things I never would have thought of doing. So hopefully he uncovers some of those soon. Jean Volmy, it's going great. Great to see you. After party, big ups. Thanks for coming through. Dubber222, please stay in touch with us and be a part of our community. It would be great. And just everyone else. Okay, looks like Time got a question. Sine I can answer that. Sine wave or square wave? It depends on the synthesis language. If you're doing subtractive synthesis, square wave. If you're doing FM synthesis, sine waves all day. That's a legit answer to a legit question. And if you need any more tips on that, just hit me up. The Slam Academy Discord is for people. Another question, how do you find that? That's for people who are enrolled in our programs. Luckily for you, you can enroll into a program for less than $100 a month. You can find us out, connect with us here. I'm typing into the chat on Twitch, lots of questions on Twitch. So, but if you happen to be on YouTube or Facebook, hell yeah, you guys are cool. You can hit us up here at slamacademyoops.com. And you can also email me at jp@slamacademy.com. Cool. All right. Well, guys, I'm sure the fans, all the deep dubstep fans are like, shut up, Grandpa. No. Okay, I will. But yeah, this has been great. I'd like to thank all my people that work at Slam Academy, make that place great. Ternion Sound, as well as Megan Hamilton. And so if you're just showing up in the chat, Aviv, and you're asking about Vital, I just went through the breakdown of how Vital works, and then I showed off about 20 sounds I made with Vital in this sketch. But guess what? Here we go. We're about to move our way into the Jack Denny presentation. And you guys are great. So I'm going to come back in at the end of AHEE's and maybe in between the two and answer questions too. But meanwhile, if you do have any questions as we're here, ask them in the chat. And thank you guys for just being fucking gangsters. It's just real cool. So I don't know. I mean, hopefully we get to all keep hanging out and being BFFs. That would be sick. So happy Friday. Stay home. Don't get sick. Thanks for being here. Hope you like the sketch. I just made it this week. And I don't know. Who knows what will happen with that thing. You guys will maybe be the only one that ever hears it because I got so much shit in the oven I can barely stand it, including my sourdough bread. So with that, I will pass this along to Jack Denny of Ternion Sound. Big ups, yo.
All right. Hey, everybody. This is Jack from Ternion Sound here today with Slam Academy to talk about the new Vital synth that just came out. If you're watching this, you probably already know what it is. It's a wavetable synth, very similar to stuff like Serum, Phase Plant, etc. And today, I'm going to cover how I kind of approach it and use it to do bass-oriented sound design for basically dubstep and other bass-style genres of music. And I think that Vital is really well-suited for this. Obviously, things like Serum, Massive, Phase Plant have been the go-to for this kind of thing for a long time. And Vital has all of those features and some additional new features that can be really useful for creating new kinds of sounds, the kind of sounds that maybe aren't super commonplace already. Particularly what I'm referring to is the spectral morph modes, which is like a really interesting not new kind of synthesis, but just something that you don't see very often. These spectral modes allow you to basically edit the overtones and harmonics of the wavetable in various ways, spectrally, essentially. And I figure that most people will be focusing on this. And as interesting as that is, and I've been getting cool results with it, I wanted to actually focus today on another feature that's in Vital that is getting some hype, but I think for me is the primary feature that I'm excited for. And it's kind of small, but it's the fact that all of these LFOs can be key tracked, and they can do what's called audio rate modulation. And so if you don't know what audio rate modulation is, what that means basically is we've now set this LFO to go at a much faster speed. So if you have it in the normal mode, this just means every quarter note, it's going to go from 0 to 100% back down, right? That's how an LFO works. We all know that. If you set it to key track mode, that means it's going to do one cycle of this for every cycle that your oscillator would cycle at. Well, here it'd be half a cycle because it's an octave transposed down. But what it means is that essentially these LFOs act as additional oscillators. And because you have 8 of them, if I'm not mistaken, that means you have something like 11 quote-unquote oscillators. Now, not really oscillators in the sense that you can't output these directly as audio. Maybe you can. There might be some kind of trick to do that. But obviously, you can use them to affect anything that an LFO would affect, any parameter. And what that allows you to do, the first basic application that I use this often for is when you apply this audio rate LFO to the phase rotation, what you get is phase modulation, which is more commonly just thought of as FM. If you use an FM synth, it's probably actually doing phase modulation. You might think, oh, if I want to do frequency modulation, I should drag this over to the semitones, and that gives you a different kind of frequency modulation. It's like a nonlinear or something like that. Anyways, it doesn't sound as musical. You can get more atonal and kind of strange FM sounds with it, so it's good if you're going for an experimental thing. But for these kind of FM bass sounds, let's bring the octave down here. Actually, let's shut this up for a second. Yeah, okay. That's in the right spot. For these kind of FM bass tones, that kind of thing, you're going to want to use audio rate modulation on the phase rotation. Okay, so that's all cool and interesting, right? And you might be thinking like, okay, well, how does this differ from like any other FM synth? Well, the thing is that you have this complicated FM routing, which I can demonstrate here quickly, but you also have these spectral modes and all of these wavetables. So you can have a wavetable morphing at the same time as it's being FM modulated by maybe an LFO or another oscillator. You have this here. Oh, excuse me, this here. So you have all of these different options, and it's very modular and capable of doing quite a bit of different things. So let's turn this off. Let's go back to a sine wave real quick to just do a basic demo. Again, here we have this simple setup, and let's say we want to just make a typical wub sound. You can drag these, any LFO or envelope, you can drag it on top of an existing modulation, and that will now modulate the amount of that modulation. So as this goes up, we're getting more FM. Right? And now another interesting thing too is this isn't enough FM for me. Usually, if you do it like this, let's shut this up for a second. Turn this down. Let's see, we had this at octave down. Now, usually, is this right? What's going on here? There we go. Usually with FM, see, this is about as far as we were getting with that mod before. In typical FM, you can go much further in the amount and get these much more metallic tones. Right? And we're not getting that here. We're only getting this much. So what you can do, there's actually a trick. If you go into the mod matrix, you can just keep assigning this LFO1 to the oscillator 1 phase. Right, and now you're getting even more. Here's 1, 2. We can go for a third one here. 3. How many can we do? Let's check it out. I haven't pushed it. You can just keep going, right? And then what you can do is you can drag this to all of these. Boopity doot doot. Right. So it's your pretty standard FM kind of bass sound. And then what's great is because you have all of this additional routing, you can say now turn oscillator 2 back on and have this FM. We can change the octave on this though. And maybe we want another key tracked oscillator. Maybe we have a different kind of wave shape on this one. And we also set this here. Right, put the amount on that. Or we can take this and modulate the phase of the other modulator here. Right. Let's bring these phases down. Let's get it phase locked and bring the voices down so we're not getting different sounds every time we hit the note. Right, and then because it's wavetable, obviously we have all these interesting options as far as the wavetables go. So right, starting to get into some more what's the word, metallic territory here. Right, so you can use this to keep building and layering more different kinds of FM modulation. And then once you get kind of a, well, this is my process usually, is I kind of get this just gritty, nasty tone. And then I like to filter out a lot of that top end content. And usually I'll have this in sync. This is great too. They actually have quite a few different filter modes to play around with. And the built-in compressor is automatically set with the multi-band mode on, giving you that OTT feel. Right. So that's kind of the basics. And recently, I put together a bit of a presets pack for our Patreons, or Patreon patrons. And quite a bit of the basses in here is like 16 bass presets or something like that. Almost all of them use this kind of workflow of using different kinds of FM and low passing and then compressing and distorting afterwards. So take a look at some of these. Let's see, that one was not FM. Let's look at this guy. Kind of a .303 acid style sound. And this one is using FM from oscillator 3 as well as the FM from the LFO on using the phase mod here. I believe oscillator 2 is acting as a sub. This big resonant ladder filter to get that squelch. Kind of using the chorus as like a fake reverb. It's a trick that I picked up. I believe Data Broth on YouTube showed this. If you freeze it and you get the delay times and the depth up, kind of sounds like a reverb. Here again, some more FM stuff. FM from oscillator 2, none of the audio rate stuff, but we are using, again, like different sets of wavetables, FMing each other. Just really opens up the possibilities. Typical wave or typical FM synth, you really only have basic waveforms as options for your FM operators. You know, if you look at operator itself in Ableton, I think you have a few different kinds of saw waves, some square waves, some noise styles, etc. But you're pretty much limited to that. This one taking advantage of the formant filter, which is really nice. And one thing is cool too is I've been focusing on FM in this video so far, but this audio rate modulation can be applied to anything, and it doesn't always sound good. The places that I've found that it sound the best are on things such as filter cutoff, like maybe on probably on like a low pass filter or something. I'm not sure how this will sound. Even getting much there. Let's see. Some interest there, changing the formants. I believe that's, yeah, performance here. Ooh, that might give us something. Way down. This is really great. If you bring your audio rate mod down a few octaves, you can, especially on certain kinds of parameters, you can start getting that squelch, wet sound. What you can hear is just a sped up version of this kind of this wiggle that's happening. Right, so that's interesting. And the other great thing about these LFOs is you can just hover them over things and it will give you a preview of what it would sound like if you were to drop this onto here. If you scroll with your mouse wheel, you can change the modulation amount while you hold this down. Oftentimes I like doing this on the mix knob. Ooh, spread's really nice on this format filter here. That's great. And what this is really good for, a good way to think of audio rate modulation is just to add texture to the sounds that you have, because when you load up a preset and say you just make, oh, I don't know, basic shapes, get a square wave, pitch it down, put on a low pass filter. This basic dubstep wub, we all, you know, this is everyone's training wheels when you first start making stuff like this. Simple, whatever. Interesting, right? You can do stuff to this, you can process it, you distort it. Use overdrive, multiband compression, EQs, chorus, phasers, whatever. That's been cut a million ways. But pretty immediately with audio rate modulation, you can start getting really interesting textures going here. So we'll just use Alpha 4. FM mod. Not really feeling that, but let's try the drive. Maybe not so much. Mix. Bring that down. Let's try this. Interesting. Compress here. Let's put it on something weird like time. That's just going to get you glitchy nonsense. Which can be good if you're experimenting. interesting territory. Now after this distortion, I probably want to do another filter stage. Now let's do one of these guys. Bring this modulation up over time. Let's do that on this filter as well. Alright, let's bring this compressor down here. Generally not allowed to put reverbs on basses. It's bad. Told not to do it, but I do it all the time. I like the texture it adds, especially you cut out the lows, you're not getting any muddy, gross, low frequency content and build up. That's the nice thing about this filter is you have these EQ cuts before the reverb that allow you to really clean up. They seem to have a really steep slope, so you can really clean up the output. Putting that before the compressor, another rule breaker. Let's try some audio right on the phaser. If you're listening in headphones, especially when you pitch that down, you get some interesting stereo going on here. Depth. Drive that feedback up with it. Ooh, that's pretty sick. And with a little bit of work, tweaking things on this, we could get it really to a point where it'd be ready to put in a tune or something. But right now, just kind of showing off what's possible. You can see too, already, just with the very similar to Serum, very easy to drag and drop and do modulations and have modulators modulate each other and all of that. Having it be very modular with the modulators really opens up the possibilities for sound design really quickly. And you don't find yourself getting stuck behind limitations in this as quickly as some other synths. Even with, I would say Phase Plant is quite a bit more open-ended, but it lacks the spectral bend modes and it has audio rate, but you can't do it to anything. But in comparison to something like Serum, it feels very similar, but it seems like there's a lot less of a ceiling to reach. I found sometimes when sound designing in Serum that I would have to use more layers of processing afterwards to get to the sound that I wanted. And as someone who makes a lot of presets, I like to be able to do it all in one package so I don't have to save racks and everything, and it's easy to send presets to the other guys in Ternion Sound, and it makes it easier for us to work together. See, I'll run through a couple more basses here and see if we can catch any other FM stuff happening. This one's pretty just the regular FM. But again, combined with this interesting looking wavetable here. The power in this one's really coming from that wavetable. Oh. Can't just output that on the phone easily. And then, I was going to say pretty typical processing, but not the most simple processing. Just some EQ mod. Flanger, reverb, OTT, another small peaking filter here. This is a great example of kind of a very simple low pass dubstep wub, but with a nice it's just the subtlety of adding that little texture on top. In this one I added the vinyl crackle. I took this from my sample library. You can just drag stuff right in here. And otherwise it's I believe this was originally a triangle wave. This too, we're low passing them a little bit. It's great to have these filters built into the spectral mode here. And they're spectral, so they're true brick wall filters. This is using this FM here and this FM here. Simple low pass filter business. And then what's really cool when you have a kind of a lower sub-ear sound with a little bit of noise on top of it. So this vinyl crackle acting as that noise. And you distort and compress afterwards. You get that really glued, kind of crisp, distorty, like textural type sound going. I'm all about those crispies on top. Maybe a bit much with that, but just having that little layer on top. If you're making a really sparse tune, not a lot of elements going on, but you have that kind of texture on top of everything, it really can round things out, generate a lot of interest, and kind of make it feel like you're in a space. So, but yeah, that's how I've been getting use out of Vital. Some things to think about, some things to play around with. I would suggest, just setting up audio rate LFOs and dragging them to everything possible, experimenting, seeing what sounds good, seeing what doesn't. I think that's the greatest thing about this, is it's just so open-ended, and I've been lost for the last couple weeks just trying to figure out new ways of getting not entirely new sounds, but kind of traditional sounds like this. Trying to keep the roots vibe, but expanding on it, changing it. And what this has really allowed me to do is to take those standard typical sounds, but add texture and add variation to them in interesting new ways that we haven't really had access to before in other synths. So yeah, have fun, play around with that. Don't be afraid to send me examples of stuff you're doing in Vital. Ask me questions, anything. I love talking about this stuff, so if you've got me on socials anywhere, just hit me up. Instagram, Twitter, whatever. But yeah, thanks for watching.
Yo, what's up, aliens? AHEE here with the Slam Academy. Thank y'all for bringing me in for this Vital workshop. So I've been messing around within Vital for the past couple of weeks, and I've been having a lot of fun with this thing. It's very, very similar to Serum in like being able to import your own wavetables, just like the layout of things or the look and the feel. But I feel like Vital has sort of got its own tone to it as well, and just some of the functions in it that aren't in Serum are pretty useful, and I'll go over some of those here. One of my favorite things though is just importing wavetables. I've been really into importing like weird sounds. Like I've got this bug sound here. Let's import these bugs as a wavetable and listen to that. Oh yeah, just already. That one's a fun one. So what I might want to do is, under my favorites, I've already selected basic shapes. And we might want to try to FM this from oscillator 1. So we'll turn down this level. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Already. Let's turn it up another octave, see what that sounds like. Yeah, I really like that sort of buzziness. Oh, see, you can switch between the 3D view, the 2D view, and then this SP view. Another interesting way, because you can sort of see the fundamentals / harmonics in here. So inside of Vital, it's got this whole new like spectral morphing modes. It's got these ones that it calls what are these called, like wave morphing or something like that. And that's sort of like the warp modes inside of Serum. But then this new one, which is like the spectral morphing, these are all sort of new algorithms to sort of affect the sound. Let's go through and listen to some of them. So here it is with the vocode on. Harmonic stretch. This one's really, that one's pretty cool. Smear. That one's fun. This random amp is just so cool. It's just pretty random. We get some interesting sounds out of that. But yeah, going through here, I really like the high pass just to get some. You can see it basically just goes through the spectrum and gets rid of everything. And so you can just get that high pass bit up there, and then you could go over here and bend it. Maybe let's try. There we go. Really FM that. Let's try this. Let's turn up this unit. So yeah, let's try throwing this LFO onto the level here. We'll make a wub out of this. Now, what I like to do is I like to compress it, turn up the attack, turn down the release. Yeah, maybe we'll add some distortion. And then I like to add some dynamics back in by, actually, wrong. we'll actually go to the high band and throw the LFO onto the yeah, add some cool dynamics back in. And also I really like the flanger, and here's really dope. You can bring the frequency down all the way, and so it freezes, turn the offset, turn up the feedback, and then modulate the mix on here. This is what I like doing, is getting like really resonant tones in effects, and then automating the mix. So it just gets like this overtone. Maybe let's turn on this chorus. Oh, that's pretty nice. Here, let's turn down this. And maybe let's get rid of the high pass and the bend. Oh, yeah, we got the chorus. Is this, are we on? There we go. Okay, so that's the right octave in the sub. Oh, that one's really dope. So instead of doing it perfectly on the octave, FMing it like to a semitone, so that way you're essentially like, how do I put this? There's some like phase cancellation going on in the FM amount, but it's like as a sound design technique. That reminds me of I don't know, some like sudden death kind of sound. Maybe not the chorus. Oh yeah. Maybe let's try around. No, that is super dope. All right, let's try adding this filter in here and getting in some more comb. Let's get this mix again on. Adds in that kind of sound in there. This is pretty dope. Maybe let's get some movement in the low end as well. So we've almost got this like dip here in the middle. Oh, separate and then also what's cool here is that in the LFO section, there's this button here where you can switch between if having a more triangle-like shape and then having a more sine-like shape for the LFO. They get different effects. Because the sine shape, it like stays up at the top and the bottom a little bit more because of that curve. You can see that it doesn't stay at the top just except for that one instant, and here it just stays closer to the top there for longer, and the bottom as well. Sort of a different sound. Now after that, if you want to save it, click over here. We'll call this WUB and we'll call it Bug Rager 1. I'll select bass, got my name on there, we'll hit save. Cool. So that's one really cool way of now what I also might want to do inside of here is let's find some other bug noises. Oh yeah, like that thing. Let's throw that here. Oh, what? Okay. Oh, that's sick. Dang. Okay, wait, let's automate some of this element. That's gnarly. All right, let's try bending this. All right, what else have we got in here? Let's try this spectral time skew. It's not really doing much to it. That's almost making it messier. Sounds better, just like that. Okay, so what's also cool is here in the LFO, what you can do is select all these different pre-built shapes in here. So this one's pretty trippy. And so going through all these shapes is pretty fun. I like this one a lot. Let's slow it down. That's so gnarly. So what I might do after this is I might add in, like, I have all these magic racks that I sell on my Gumroad. You can check them out at AHEE Gumroad. And this one is part of Magic Racks Volume 2, the Fat Rack. I just like throwing this on after. Yeah. Super crunchy. And then also the radio fades is super fun. It's sort of good as intros and outros. But it's got all these different flavors depending upon the radio type. Yeah. Subtle different amounts there, but yeah, super fun. I love doing that one. I gotta save this one. Call it Bug Rager 2. Yeah, let's go back and set this on a simple sine wave. And then what we might also do, yeah, we'll keep it slow there. And let's put LFO 2 here on something. So we'll select, go to the matrix, we'll select LFO 2 here as the source. And then here's the destination. We're going to make a growl. So we're going to go to global and we're going to set it to voice transpose. Now, voice tune will change like the semitone, or sorry, the sense of the entire patch at once, and the voice transpose you'll be able to control it in semitones, or in this case it's a perfect bending of it, so it just goes through the whole scale smoothly. So let's maybe have it pitched down, and we'll put it in envelope mode. Slow. Yeah, okay, maybe not that high. There we go. That's pretty beefy. I like that. Maybe try. Ooh, with that chorus on there, that's pretty crazy. Maybe let's try this other filter on here. I don't know. It doesn't work that well. Reverb's always nice on there, though I like to have some sounds like pretty dry sometimes, but that is sounding pretty gnarly though. Yeah. Maybe something else, what we could do with this filter is we can select maybe some sort of notching on this. So yeah. Let's put that spread on there. So I don't know. Not super into it. Yeah, it sort of sounds better without it. But I don't know, sometimes with like those really thick sounds, it's fun to get those notch filters in there. It'll take away some of the sound. So let's try turning down some of this FM. And we'll up this. Yeah, I love that. All right, maybe let's move on to a different type of sound design. I really like this one. One other type of sound design I've been really getting into is just getting two oscillators and really compressing them and distorting the heck out of them. And they sort of create interesting things out of that there. And what I like to do is just sort of find cool sounds that we can throw in here, create some wavetables. Though that one might be a little too messy. Oh, dang, that's crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on unison 2. You know, maybe the harmonic stretch will be there we go. Turn down these voices, put it in legato, turn up the glide a little bit. Though, maybe let's try one of these other wavetables just in here. That one's nice. Now let's just grab another one. Oh. That's nice, distorted together like that. Ooh, okay, we're starting to get somewhere. Let's maybe add in some of this white noise. Maybe throw that all through a filter. Let's make sure they're all going to filter 2. Then we can automate this. Turn down. Ooh, I like this pattern. Ooh, I like that a lot. Let's try bend. Or better right there. Sort of better on the original. Let's turn up and let's do that technique there on the EQ again. To it on there, that. That one's a fun sound. I'll save that. We'll call that pulse. Spectral pulse bass. Cool. That's fun. Let me check on the time. How are we doing over here? All right, cool. We got another 10 minutes or so. Another fun thing that I've been doing, definitely try to experiment around with just distorting two oscillators together, turning the voices up on one and detuning them. Super fun results that way. Cool. Another really fun thing in here, obviously, is the new text to wavetable. So I just right-clicked to get that. I'm going to say, "What's up, aliens?" And let's see. Oh, I think I missed the text. Wait, "What's up, aliens?" Exclamation point. Boom. And then we'll throw the LFO on here, and we're going to stretch it all the way out, set it to envelope, and maybe slow that down, and then it'll slowly glide through it. And let's hear that.
"What's up, aliens?"
Yes, it works. So cool. All right, let's give that some compression, some distortion.
"What's up, aliens? What's up, aliens? What's up, aliens?"
Oh, that's so dope. Maybe what we'll want to do is basic shapes, and we'll FM that. We'll turn down this.
"What's up, aliens? What's up, aliens?
Oh, so gritty and rough.
What's up, aliens?
That's so dope.
What's up, aliens? What's up, aliens?
Rough, yo.
What's up, aliens?
All right, let's.
What's up, aliens? What's up, aliens? What's up, aliens?
Whoa, that one's trippy.
What's up, aliens? What's up, aliens?
I think on the original,
What's up, alien?
that's just rough.
What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, aliens?
Oh, yeah. Maybe what I want to do also is automate the volume of the sine wave to go along with "What's up, aliens?" So "What's up, aliens?" So let's try this. There we go. Though I can barely hear it. What's going on? Oh, I put a filter on there on accident. Here, let's check that out.
What's up, aliens?
There we go.
What's up, aliens?
Let me turn this.
What's up, aliens? What's up, aliens?
There we go. Now the sub
What's up, aliens?
sort of goes along with
What's
it.
up, aliens? What's up, aliens?
That's so sick. Put that to envelope.
What's up, aliens?
Oh, cool.
What's up, aliens?
I love it. Maybe let's play this. Play around with this delay. We'll really shorten it. Put in some ping pong. Turn up the feedback a bunch. Put that after. That's cool. Maybe. Now you could actually change this from. Let's go back to stereo, and we'll select seconds, and we can actually select seconds on both these guys. We can just really shorten these down and create like a hostile. Robot voice there. Maybe let's try it without the.
What's up, alien? What's up, alien?
Oh, no.
What's up, alien? What's up, aliens?
Yeah, I had to really turn that up.
What's up, aliens?
I sort of like
What's
it.
up, aliens?
That one's just so cool. Cool. I think what else can we do? Oh yeah, hitting this thing. I'm not sure if I've already talked about this, but this thing, it changes it between like a more triangle or a more sine wave like approach, and then just going through some of these get some pretty cool different like LFO patterns. Let's see here. Also, just importing samples here into the sampler has been really nice. I made this one preset I'm pretty stoked on with it. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, Reese with bells. So I just created like a typical re-space. But then I also put these bells on top of it. It's like from the sampler. I'll turn off the subs for now. And so yeah, you can layer those in. Yeah, you can do cool combinations like that. I really liked that one. Here, we can also add in, I really liked adding in this little, that sound right there into the sampler. And tossing that on and then making sure that it's got this keyboard set, and then we're going to turn off the loop of it. And I'm going to make sure it's the same pitch. So it's not, I think it's in A, so I think if I turn it up 3. Yeah, okay, now it's in the same scale there. Cool, and you can sort of just use this as like a layer. And what I might want to do is add some delay and reverb onto that. Yeah, that's starting to sound fresh. Maybe turn this up. Yeah, that's super trap RP kind of sound. That's video game and spooky right there. See, and that's so simple. Like, you know, sometimes, like, I gotta say, some of the craziest sound design is way simpler than you imagine it to be. Like, a lot of the really classic sounds, people didn't have all these crazy functions that we do nowadays, but still people were able to get really amazing bass sounds and just sound effects in general. And just start thinking about it in basic shapes and thinking about the movement of the sound. Like, what's the movement of the volume, what's the movement of the pitch, and what's the movement of just like the spectral content. Is it clean like a sine wave, or is it messy like a saw wave, or is it like just have a bunch of just noise in it, like I don't know, some sort of spectral thing. But yeah, that's something I always am keeping in mind when I'm going back and listening to sounds. Where are we at? At 27 minutes? All right, cool. Well, you know, I feel like we've covered some cool things. Again, in the future, my name is AHEE. I have tutorials up on my YouTube page. Definitely go check those out. And big thanks out to Slam Academy. I know that they're doing all sorts of things. Really grateful for my friend Megan Hamilton reaching out to me, having me be a part of this. And once again, I've got all those magic racks that are up on my Gumroad that I recommend definitely checking those out. I just put out volume 3. So those are a lot of fun. Like, you can just like throw some of them, like here's this saw wave. You can throw Goofy Rhythm 1. That's what it does to a saw wave. Goofy Rhythm 2. Those are in the volume 3. Those ones are super fun. There's also just all sorts of really nice ones, like this Magic Fairy delay. I really like putting this one on like a sine wave or something like that. Let's put that on there and just... Ooh, you know, it'd be cool. That would be cool on the text to wavetable. Let's try that. E U E I. Let's try that. Oh yeah, you got to mess around with that one more. That was pretty funny. But yeah, definitely go check those out. And once again, thank you, Slam Academy, for having me out on this. I also just put out a record with Circus Records called Future Escape. And if you haven't already, definitely go check that out. And I will see you aliens in the future. Bye. Peace, y'all.
Just wow. I gotta just drop a couple wows real quick. I just got done trying to soak all that up. That was wonderful. AHEE, you just crushing it, dude. I can't even believe how awesome that was. Seriously though, I learned so much right now. AHEE, everybody give it up in the chat for AHEE, son of a gun. And also my dude Jack, Ternion Sound. Between Ternion Sound and AHEE's tips, oh my god, so many good little nuggets in there. I'm going to go ahead and toss a couple things in the chat for everyone so they are hip. First of all, I put this in the chat before, but AHEE mentioned that Gumroad link, and that's definitely worth checking out. I'll put that in the Restream link so everyone on all of our services gets it up. But then in addition to that, I'm also going to put, of course, the link to Vital. I mean, most of you in the chat probably already have Vital, but it's just vital.audio. Not too hard to remember. I'll toss that in the Restream as well. Nice. Yeah, I'm sure, AHEE, most of us here are already following you on YouTube because that shit is so lit. But definitely everyone in the chat, I'm going to go ahead and paste that link into our Restream, bud. So that's also on our Facebook and our YouTube streams. Everyone, that's AHEE's YouTube. And then while we're here too hanging out, I'm going to go ahead and drop a couple other crucial links. First of all, our YouTube at Slam Academy is just youtube.com/Slam Academy Arts. You guys should please check that out. We are putting up new tutorials every Wednesday. And then in addition to that, of course, you can also learn more about our programs at slamacademy.com. Those are, you can get into Slam for $80 a month. I mean, you can do private lessons with our ninjas for anywhere from $60 to $120 an hour. Otherwise, you can get 6 hours a week with the same exact people for $80 a month. So yeah, private lessons. They're cool, but I mean, let's be honest, for $80 during COVID, that's our little sale we're doing. We might as well all hang out together, join the tiny and radical community of Slam Academy. We're here to get creative and make weird shit with you. Everyone, you know, in our crew has got really strong chops in their own field. We've got a posse of about 20 ninjas, and we are going deep all the time. In February, on February 6th approximately, when Live 11 comes out, all of our Ableton and sound design courses will be updated with all Ableton Live 11 videos. So you'll want to check that out too. And I also just want to take a quick moment to thank AHEE, Jack Denny of Ternion Sound, Megan Hamilton for hooking this up, as well as all of the ninjas who are in the stream today, and also just producers worldwide out there who are out there making cool music. It's a really weird time we live in, but thank God the art we are creating right now doesn't require being on a stage with a room full of people packed together. Now is the time for us to refine our chops and sharpen our blades. So as soon as everybody gets the, you know, inoculation or whatever, we'll be able to all be together and we can move out with the old and in with the new. That's you guys. So guys and girls and everyone else. So I guess if anyone has any questions, hit me up in the chat right now. Otherwise, of course, you can email me, jp@slamacademy.com. It's easy to remember, but I will type that in as well in the Restream chat. And I guess with that, I'll probably wrap it. Thanks to everyone for coming out. It's been a lot of fun. Make sure you come through our daily shred. That's Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. on our chat or on our Twitch channel. And yeah, AHEE's still in the chat right now. So in fact, I think it'd be a really good chance. I don't need to wrap this up yet. I'm recreating right now. It's Friday, so I've got myself a cup of coffee and whatever. And I personally would ask AHEE some questions. I know I love that speech to wavetable thing. I love bug sounds. I can't wait to do this. Um, let's see. Skyview has a good question. So yeah, Skyview, if you subscribe to our Twitch, you will have access to all of our highlights. So if you're looks like you are on Twitch, you'll just hit the subscribe button. And also you can get in on some funky, fun, special information and emojis and all that stuff. Please hang out with us more often. Again, you'll be able to check us every Wednesday or every day, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Central, making music. And it's always just advanced, freaky shit. And, we really are so honored to have AHEE, to have you here, buddy, and all your friends and fans, as well as just all the regular Slam Academy community checking this out. I loved the sounds I heard in the stream today. It was just really cool. Jack and AHEE, you guys did a great job. So, AHEE says if you slow, just for everyone who's out there on Facebook and on YouTube, in the chat and Twitch, AHEE says if you slow down bird sounds, it sounds like whales. And if you speed up whales, it sounds like birds. That is a really great tip. And there's some third eye transcendentalism going on in there somehow. It's pretty amazing. That's a wonderful thing. But yeah, it'd be really cool if you guys had any questions to ask us in the chat, to join, to hit us up on Discord would be cool too. Otherwise, just, be our friends. So, yeah, other cool things in the Twitch chat, just to fill in our YouTube and Facebook fans. Looks like you can put animal sounds into the wavetable and play different octaves and evoke sounds of different kinds of animals and humans doing crazy things to each other relentlessly. That is fun. So, yeah, I don't really want to wrap this up yet. I'm not really into wrapping it up. But, sometimes you have to. So, yeah, AHEE, it's been great getting to know you. I feel like we're friends already. Ternion Sound and AHEE both have new releases coming out all the time, and I'm sure you guys' favorite labels, so you can check them out, look them up on, Discogs if people still use that site or whatever. And yeah, it's been really, really great. I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend. And again, I'm going to go straight to that Gumroad and download those audio effect racks and deconstruct those things. That'll be fun. And also remember, everyone, hit that Vital link, that Vital audio link, to grab a free copy of that plugin. Yeah, and AHEE, make an animal transformation video on your YouTube. That's another tip in our Twitch chat for our Facebook and YouTube subscribers out there. But make sure you guys check out AHEE's YouTube. It's a constant fucking laugh. And yeah, I don't know. This is fun hanging out with everyone. I kind of feel bad that we are going to wrap this up. It kind of makes me sad, but this is what happens when the stream ends. It's kind of like 6 a.m. when the party's over and you're the last person dancing. That's all you guys. I don't know. I guess, yeah, everyone hit us up. I'm JP at Slam Academy. You got Jack, Ternion, Jack, and you got AHEE all giving it to you raw with the Vital Synth this week. Make sure you stay tuned every Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Central to this Twitch channel or to this YouTube or Facebook, depending on which channel you're on. And yeah, thanks a lot, AHEE. It's been wonderful. Thanks a lot, Jack. And most importantly, thanks to all you awesome people out there who decided to share your great Friday night with us. It's been dope as fuck. I'm going to go ahead and fade us out. And this next track is a track you will be able to listen to on my Bandcamp label called The Great Magnet. This is an unreleased track by me. And I hope you guys all just keep listening and have a great, great fucking weekend. All right, be safe, everyone. Peace.
Blah, 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 blah,